So with the release of the first Descendant round the corner, 2nd of July to be exact, I just want to cover all the details that we've had over the last couple of days, briefly, and just sort of round things up on the information. As I haven't got footage to show you, because I haven't got any beta footage, and it's getting close to launch date anyways, so obviously when I get my hands on the game, I'm going to be able to actually, release videos on the game properly without having to sort of do it without the footage. But this is just covering the news and the details of what we've had over the last few days. So if you haven't watched anything, the first thing that you should do, or the first two things, is watch the trailer for the first Descendant, the official one, right? It's only short. Then, when you've done that, watch the Dev Talk Endless Endgame content. Now, come to thefirstdescendant.com or go on YouTube, but you should be using this website quite frequently, because over the next coming weeks or months, you're going to be using it quite a lot. Watch this video. This is a link. It will actually post up. It will actually start loading the video for you. Watch that. Once you've done that, now these are the new information. So the official release information pre-download schedule is as follows. Pre-download schedule is the 30th of June, Sunday to Monday. So between those time frames, you're going to be able to preload. If you miss that, then at launch, you'll just have to start downloading the game, right? Which is 50 gigabytes, I believe. So that's when you can start preloading, right? It's handy that they're at least letting you do that, because it's annoying when at launch, you've got to start downloading the damn game. Being able to preload, it's going to help. So that's the information there. Now, the release date of the first Descendant is going to be 00PDT, July 2nd. So refer to this image for your time zone. So for me, for example, London, July 2nd, 8 o'clock in the morning, British summer time. So that's going to be for me a perfect time window, to be honest. For me, absolutely perfect. Wherever else you are in the world, just look at your nearest time zone, and then you can work out when the game's going to launch. PC specs. So you've got your minimum and your recommended. Just a heads up, I won't be playing on PC, but this is what it's saying. I will be honest, I did run a beta on PC, the first ever beta, and it ran terrible with an 8 gig of RAM for me, being personal, but maybe my PC couldn't really handle the specs of the game. So I don't have any experience in this sector. This is just showing you. I mean, PC player, you want to be using 16 gig of RAM, don't you? Generally speaking, for games like this, nowadays, you want 16 gig of RAM minimum, yeah? But again, that's just the graph for you. That's just what it's saying. 50 gig storage, there you go. So let's just move down to consoles. So this is obviously what I'm going to be playing on, PS5. But it's got fidelity mode, balance mode, performance, there's ray tracing, AMD frame generation. It just gives you some spiel here. Graphic options can only be changed from the title screen. Balance mode and AMD frame generation can only be activated on a 120Hz display. I believe it's 120 frames per second, right, though. So I'm led to believe. I believe so, because I've seen lots of comments saying it is 120 frames on next gen. Ray tracing can only be activated in fidelity mode or balance mode on PS5 and Xbox Series X. There you go. Graphics options are unavailable on PS4, Xbox One, and Xbox One S. So here's just extra some information about inquiries, reporting players, support, reporting bugs and all that stuff. It's telling you how to do that, and you can do that on this website. That's why you want to keep visiting this website now. It's going to be a website that you regularly visit when you're playing the first Descendant over the next coming weeks and months. So you need to get used to using this website, is what I'm saying. So let's go to the next piece of information, and that is a video. This is the next step. You want to watch this video. It's called Dev Talk Personal Unique Strategy, and it just goes into how you can make various builds and how ultimate weapons strategize or gel with builds more than other builds. It's just an insane, amazing video to watch. The downside, it is in Korean, but there's subtitles there for English, right? So there's information there. You might need to watch it once or twice, to be honest. So I'll link that down below. Obviously, watch Endless Endgame as well. Like, watch that before that, then watch this. And then that's basically your news covered. There is some news about the monetization, and there is going to be a battle pass. The battle pass appears to be cheap in terms to buy, which I'll be buying it. I don't know if that's confirmed prices yet, so I'm not going to say exactly, but the battle pass seemed to be cheap according to the leaks, but the skins were quite expensive. The model is industry standard. It's the same as what Warframe is, honestly. Although saying that, Warframe has trading. This game doesn't have trading, so there is a bit of a difference there. And the economy in Warframe has stood the test of time because of trading versus Zen doesn't have it. I'm not bothered because I barely traded in Warframe anyways. I wasn't like sort of that into it anyways, really, the whole trading thing. But I'm also not into skins either, so this doesn't really bother me too much. I'm more bothered about battle passes, and I'm not going to buy my way to getting Descendants, which I believe that you can. I just want to grind it all. And that's just me as a player, so none of this stuff really bothers me. The battle passes, they certainly do. I'll buy them. I don't mind supporting a free-to-play game of this caliber and buying battle passes. It's the best way to support the game. So I would recommend to you, at the very minimum, yeah, because it's free-to-play to enter, you may as well buy the battle pass. Honestly, for the price that they're saying it's going to be, I almost certainly think it's definitely worth it. But we'll have to look at what the battle pass looks like. Yeah, we'll have to see what's on it, of course. Like, if it's trash, then obviously don't buy it. I wouldn't say not to. But I can see it being pretty good, the battle pass. I just have a good feeling about that. But again, always, establish, make the right money choices. Don't listen to what I'm saying. I'm just a guy on the internet. I can't always be right about stuff. But I think it's the best way. If you want to put any money down at all, right, that is the best way, I think, in my opinion, the game, the battle pass. So let's come into the new information about characters. Now, if you didn't see my first video, then you can go and watch that where I covered every single class. But back then, a week or two ago, there was some classes missing. There's 14 classes in total. I believe it's 7 guys, 7 women, so they've got it 50-50 in terms of gender. But the new classes, so we've got Isora, Enzo, Eugene. Right, so as I say, I've covered the other classes, but if you want the information you didn't see, then there's a video about that. There's also more Ultimates. So originally we only had Ultimate Lepic, Ultimate VS, and now there's Ultimate Ajax, Bunny, and Glare. Right, this is same system as Warframe, where there's the normal versions and then there's the Ultimate versions, which you can grind these out, but you can also buy them, etc., from with their in-game currency. But let's cover the 3 new characters. So we've got Isora, Burst DPS. So, right, his attribute is Fire, and his passive skill is as follows. Right, Adventurous Habit. Drops a bomb on the ground when the shield is completely depleted. Active skill 1, Time Bomb. Launches a sticky bomb forward. The sticky bomb attaches to an enemy or terrain feature on contact. Okay, now the second skill, Blast, instantly detonates attached fusion bombs, increases with the number of attached bombs. Right. Then we've got Guided Landmine, places a Guided Landmine at the current location. Once placed, the Guided Landmine will fly to an enemy within its detection range and attach to it. Arch Explosion. This is his ultimate. Starts moving forward fast on collision with an enemy while charging, inflicts knockback when the movement ends, deals damage to nearby enemies and removes buffs from them. After the skill ends, Isora enters Madness State. So this class is all about burst damage. Now, the questions that I would be asking would be, what's the radius of all this stuff? Yeah, we won't know that, or I won't know that till I fully play. I've saw some brief footage of there's massive explosions when you play as him, I know that. So there's a lot of AoE, there's a lot of ad control, and there's burst damage as well. So he's sort of like AoE / burst DPS. In my opinion, he's good. He's going to be good with ads. I've already seen the footage for that. But what my next question is, they're saying he's DPS, right? All right, well, how good is he at void intercept battles? Because if he's good at void intercept battles, this is going to be a very, very good class because it's good for... It's branching out on so many different elements of the game where it might be worth using him quite a lot. And his attribute's Fire, as it states here. He specializes in fire. I believe that's what that means. So this looks really good. I'm excited for this. The next question also, before I move on, would be, is he better than Lepic? Because Lepic has been impressive with the footage that we've saw. Everyone said Lepic's pretty good. Like, he is. He's your Grenadier class. His ultimate's really good. But is this Isora going to be better than Lepic? Now, with starter classes, generally they're not as good as your end classes, because this is going to be more of the end ones that you get, Descendants. So he might outclass Lepic. I don't know that for sure. We need to play it, but that will be my question. So we've got Enzo, support role. Look at how good he looks. So passive skill, a lot to unpack with this. Shoot support. So this is his passive. It works, just works. You don't need to proc anything. Grants fire support to allies with an area around Enzo, increasing their maximum ammo capacity. This efficiency of this effect is increased marginally with the number of Enzos in the squad. What? So if you run 4 Enzos, what's going to happen with that? Efficiency increases when Enzo disarms the security of the encrypted vault, and rewards increased when this happens. So this looks like a loot class. Not only is it support, but it's increasing loot that you get from what it states. So if you played Warframe, there are loot classes in that game where it gives you increased rewards based on abilities. That's what this sounds like. So it's not just a support role, it's a loot class. So whenever you need to grind materials for certain things, that's what this sounds like, then this might be the go-to class for that. But there's a lot more benefits than just what I've just said, because we've got all of his skills, which do a hell of a lot. So start supply. Summons a bullet supplying device at the designated location. Supplies bullets to allies that approach the device. The bullet supplying devices can be used by each ally and disappears when everyone has used it for its duration. Explosive drone. Launches an explosive drone forward. The explosive drone explodes on contact with an enemy or terrain object, dealing damage. Enhanced combat suit. Summons a shield recovery comms. When the shield recovery comms is first summoned, recovers Enzo's energy shield by a certain amount, then continues to recover the energy shield through enhanced combat suit effect. Perfect support. Ultimate. Summons a small supply ship to himself and his allies. The small supply ship gives supply bullets and grants perfect support to allies. The small supply ship attacks enemies in front while it is active, and when the skill ends, it fires a missile forward that causes a massive explosion at its destination. So does this refund heavy ammo? So that's my question. Will it refund heavy ammo? So imagine you've got a heavy on, yeah, or sniper ammo. It sounds like it's going to do that. It's just going to give you passive ammo. This is going to be insane, especially in those void intercept battles, right? And it's basically a support role, just as it says it is. There's no specific attribute element-wise to him. It says non-attribute. So there you go. There's Enzo. And if you run 4 Enzos, what the hell's going on with that? How's that going to happen? Is that infinite ammo? Is there going to be some sort of play loop with that? That sounds insane. So, again, that all needs to be tested. Okay, final class. New one. Eugene. Support again. Right? Passive skill. Stop overreacting. Significantly reduces the time to rescue allies. Targets rescued by Eugene increases to max HP for a certain period of time. Solidarity healing. First skill. Summons a recovery drone that attaches to allies to heal them. Recovers target and increases their attack through an accelerant effect upon dismissal. Second active skill. Restrictive serum. Fires a restrictive serum forward and decreases defense and inflicting allergies. This is to an enemy, by the way. When attacking enemies with allergies, heals nearby allies and grants additional healing to allies who kill them. That's an insane skill. Because if debuffs are very important to the game, then this is not just a support class in terms of healing, but it's a debuffer. So this class is starting to go into the debuff realm as well. This restrictive serum, this class, right, will be made or broken by this, I think, because there's other ways of getting a lot of healing, but it does sound good. Let's go to the next one. Stimulant spray. Grants stimulation to allies while stimulant is active. Incoming damage is reduced, so you're more tanky. If that's good, then this is, again, going to be a good thing. And recovery is received when stimulation ends. So, hyperactive healing ground. This sounds like a damn well of radiance from Destiny 2. Heal self and allies, granting purification and immunity to remove and prevent debuffs. Additional recovery is based on the number of allies and enemies within range. Eugene is granted hyperactivity effect, increasing his attack and skill power. So if you're in a fight where debuffs on your teammates is a problem, then this class might be like an endgame pick, right? It won't have a lot of power on ads and stuff, I don't think. It's just more of a support role, and it's not going to be a solo class that you play as, in my opinion. It's going to be a good endgame option to support your teammates who are on like Bunny and other DPS role classes. Like imagine pairing this with Glare, because Glare doesn't get a lot of HP. Well, you know, you can get HP back, but you consume HP to get more damage. That's the basis of it, a glass cannon build. Well, a glass cannon build would be helped, right, with this class. So it's a good pairing. So there's a lot to unpack with that. But they're both drone classes, right? So Enzo and Eugene, right, so this is like a firearm drone class, and this is a healer drone class. Then this is a burst DPS role, right? That's how I've sort of looked at this. So that's the information on the new details about the first Descendant. Let's just see what happens, but make sure, as I say, you preload on Sunday. That's going to help you for the release date. But that was the details for the first Descendant. Make sure you hit subscribe, etc. But I hope you enjoy the video. Thank you.